So what was that one? The video I sent you. The last one was it was the Claude Anderson joint.
The Rock Newman one, right?
The Rock Newman. Okay.
That's the one I just watched today, and I took hella notes on.
Man, Rock Newman got some shows, bro. Like
that's honestly that's the first one that I came from.
There's another one where I'm gonna have to send. It's gonna take you even longer. This one. He interviewed this guy named Anthony Browder. He's a historian, and he's just big on just, correcting all the false shit that we were taught. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like him because, when you look at history, from like a factual point of view, it's gonna contradict religion a lot. So a lot of that clashes with Christianity and I mean a lot of religions, but he's just speaking truth. Right. So a lot of people don't fuck with that. I'm gonna say you that shit was deep. Man, it's almost like
Anthony what?
Anthony Browder. I'm pretty sure it's Browder. But that kind of information is information that it can either go two ways. People could either just have total just destruction, because when what they've known all their lives is proven as false, right, they don't know where to go. Or it just breaks people free of the fucking dogma and the monotony of religion. So that's information you can't even give to. I wouldn't even be able to have that conversation with everybody.
Right.
Not even at all. I'm not even gonna act like I could.
Nah, that's funny because I was watching a video of this dude talking about. He was just giving the history of how Black people gained their freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It was basically saying we were going like head to toe or toe to toe with white people as far as like fighting them niggas when we were trying to fight for our freedom and shit. And basically he was like, about 50% of the Black people back then were on one side and the other half were on the other side. So I feel like it's always been that way. Like,
man, speaking of that, I'm glad you said that because, man, there's some crazy shit. Hold on a second.
Word.
But yeah, like you talking about, people 50% for it and not, like, man, you remember when I was saying about the whole Monique shit?
Yeah, I've been seeing that shit a lot lately now.
Cause like Steve Harvey had her on his show.
Yeah, I saw that.
And man, we are
that 50-50 shit, bro.
Yeah, yo, we're at a fucking we're at a crossroads.
Yeah.
It's literally half of Black people are on one side and half on the other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way that the sit down that they had was just such bullshit.
Right.
And I don't be giving a fuck about no like celebrity bullshit, but I mean the whole thing, interested me because I couldn't see the reason why, Monique just didn't create her own. When
Right.
she's no doubt a legend. I mean, she could literally
Exactly.
next day announce a tour and
Right.
do it.
Right.
So I couldn't. It just didn't resonate with me why she wasn't thinking that.
Yeah.
And then just the reactions from all these other rich ass black people
Mm-hmm.
and why they didn't side with her. It was, I mean, basically Steve Harvey was sitting up there like, the way that you went about things, you know, I couldn't. Basically, he's saying he couldn't put himself out there and ruin his
Right.
family reputation, things like that. And he was like, I can't, you know, because of he's like, I can't make the people that are dependent on me, crumble because of my integrity. Because I'm so concerned on my integrity, and I'm sitting here like, crumble, my nigga. You're Steve Harvey.
Bro.
What are you saying?
You know what this comes from, bro? Knowing his history. He don't know where he came from. That's the first thing they took away from us was our integrity. You going right, nigga? You like, come on now.
Damn, yo. And he was so, but look at his intent. Look how careful. Look at this. Hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
How careful he was about his integrity concerning this situation, but how quickly and without question he went up and spoke with Donald Trump, knowing how the black community felt about that. But he wasn't so, because why? The black community can't take anything away from you.
There you go.
So just listening to this rich ass black man talk about him crumbling. I mean, let's be real. All of you niggas could make 10 mil less over the next 3 years and be rich forever.
Yep.
So all that conversation just sounds fucking retarded to me.
Right.
And then he's like, we black out here. Like, we can't just say what we want. And then people in the audience sitting there clapping it up.
Oh my! I was thinking to myself, like, what is going on, yo? These niggas are clapping. I was like, am I? Is it
in an alternate universe?
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. Like, wow, like, because on one hand, I'm like, I think, and it's funny, a lot of the one guy, let me tell you about Boyce Watkins, a lot of what he be saying is, I'm not gonna wait on, these white institutions and systems to work for me, basically. Like, I'm not gonna count on this. So why are you sitting there like her, trying to force these white institutions to, no, you're done. Like, you've X'd yourself out of that. I mean, good or bad, like, move on.
That's what actually Dr. Claude Anderson said that in that video that I watched today. Like, that's our problem. We're sitting around waiting for them to change some shit for. They're not going to. Like, we need to start building our own communities up. Like,
they said they done moved on from, just old white racist men to they sending our own people.
Yeah.
Now that's the plan, bro. Yeah. That's the attack. Our own people.
Yep. Man, I think I just recorded a voice memo the other day saying, oh shit. Oh, that's what it was. All right. So I just got done watching like the history of like like I said earlier, watching how we became free and shit, and not realizing we were actually fighting these niggas and like going to war. We got trained as warriors at a point when. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. This shit is so like interesting to learn about. So basically, when Florida was still owned by Spain, there was black people living there. Like black people were living there, and they made a deal with Spain that said basically, we'll let you like stay here or whatever, but we're going to train you as warriors, and we're going to because Spain didn't want to give up that ownership to the white people that were already over here from wherever they came from, and basically they're like, all right, we're trying to own this land. We're going to train y'all how to fight. We're going to give y'all some guns, and we're going to train y'all how to use these weapons. And so we became basically warriors. And basically, so my whole philosophy was like, I was thinking back or thinking forward to like the 1970s or 80s when basically the crack epidemic happened and all these weapons start coming into black neighborhoods. I'm thinking that was kind of brilliant because not only do black people mentally know how if they're put in a spot, they're going to survive.
Yeah.
At the same time, you're putting guns into an area dominated by black people. So if they're fighting for resources between each other and they have all these weapons, they're going to end up going against each other. You know what I'm saying? And so I think they're starting to use that in a mental way now. Like they've seen that didn't kill us off. So now they're mentally making us go against each other, which I think that shit is like dangerous, yo. Because it's not tangible. It's not something you can look at and be like, all right. I mean, I feel like I can.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying this is the biggest threat right now. That's why I said, another Obama-like president. Huh?
I have to. Yes, they're open 24/7. But if I don't today, that means I'm gonna go like 2 days without.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that.
Right.
But that's why I said another Obama-like president is going to do more damage to the black community than even a Donald Trump, because a Donald Trump, I think, and this is the hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
We're a reactionary people.
Very.
We've been reacting to things for the past 400 years instead of planning. Mm-hmm. So Donald Trump at least keeps us in a stage of reaction.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He is a catalyst to some sort of movement. So another Donald Trump-like president, Barack Obama type president is just going to pacify us once again.
You know what's funny? To go off of that, in the video, Dr. Claude Anderson said something like, black people are so okay with accepting symbolic wins as opposed to structural wins.
You seen the shit when he said, talk about how, who said, was it Clinton? Something about when they went up to the White House, all the black people, that they never asked them for nothing. A bunch of symbols. A bunch of fucking symbolisms.
Yep. It's like once we get that symbolic success, we're good.
Right.
We enter that passive state, like you said.
And then whenever you want to actually speak on things, like, man, like whenever you want to speak on something that is actually leading to change, like, get upset. Like people, you're like, there's a big thing now about, all this pro-black stuff by black people. Like, I'm just tired of all these pro-black people.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm like, are these like? And you know what? The people that Claude Anderson and Boyce Watkins, like, and honestly, I do this with anything, not just like people. If I'm trying to really like get down to the bottom of some shit, if it's something that I like, I'll type in, like, like during like Bitcoin, like Bitcoin fraud, like Bitcoin scam. Like, I'll type that in to see what comes up.
Yeah.
Nigga, when I type in that for those two, Claude Anderson and Boyce Watkins, you know it's black people, all black people that are attacking these people.
Wow.
Baseless. It's totally baseless. Like I because I need to see. I would never get a one-sided. I watch shit that's going at each other, you know, all the time.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll watch the majority of the video, and I'm like, this is baseless bullshit.
Right.
Like, are you an agent of like the fucking Aryan race or something? Like, this is crazy stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
Posing as another black person.
Man, they don't even got to do it anymore, though.
They do, though. They do. But you're right. They don't have to.
No, because they got enough. They got enough coon ass niggas that will.
Oh yeah.
It's like I think now, you know, nobody else will say it. That's why I said this kind of shit that we talking about, us being our age and demographic and shit, I think is important because I think a lot of people our age feel this way. Like, enough of the bullshit. I'm done with it.
Right.
Like this Blueface nigga.
Mm-hmm.
This is clearly being pushed on us.
Yeah.
This is not organic or authentic.
Nigga, I saw that nigga everywhere. It just happened.
At one time.
Everywhere.
Like, I mean, this is not organic. This is like, come on. We know how music moves. We know how long it actually takes something. Like, I'm not new to this.
Right.
Like, and why? Think about this. Think about how much we thought we saw, like, JID when his album was coming out. You know what I'm saying? We thought.
Yeah.
But this is clear.
Like,
this is obvious, and we would be so stupid to think that, or to not like accept that it's not rich white men, old white men,
of course,
that are making these decisions because it's a monetary decision. Mm-hmm. Because they know what will sell the most.
Nigga, I just got to a law. Speaking of Clinton earlier, hold up, because I wrote this shit down. That shit was crazy. Where's that shit? Okay, I think it was later on. It was basically, I think it was called the TELCAP Act, in '96, and it was basically an act that said you were able to buy as much like radio stations and TV stations as you wanted. So
yes,
all the white people were buying that shit up, and so now today. It was some crazy numbers that I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, out of 12,000 stations, black people only own like 70 of those radio stations. Of the TV stations, maybe like 1 or 2 are owned by black people. So it's like our voice was completely stripped.
And BET is not even owned by black people anymore.
That's crazy.
They're not owned by black people. Why do you think they got that show Blew a Bag? You ever heard of that?
Nah.
Look that shit up.
Blew a Bag.
Look that shit up. Write that shit down. Remember that. Blew a Bag. This is poison being fucking marketed to us by things that we think are for us.
Exactly.
This is a sick fucking mind experiment that's going on.
Yeah.
Like it's they figured out a way to transcend it from forced physical slavery to voluntary mental slavery, which is much more effective.
Way more effective. Way more effective.
Because things are so clear now, like so clear now, like man, like
Okay. I just thought of something. It's crazy. They're okay with promoting. Okay, I thought of back when they were making all these laws for immigrants and shit, how they would guarantee them the access to land. Property was understood as more important than money.
yeah,
Like now, it's the same way because property, turns into generational wealth. And they're okay with us promoting us spending our money to their companies. They're going to let all these fucking rappers wearing all this jewelry and buying all these cars get all the exposure they want because they're promoting buying from those companies. They're promoting spending their money as opposed to getting property, doing things.
Think about it deeper. Why do you think people like Future and everything is?
Exactly.
I love some of Future's songs. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But let's be real. Let's be real. Like, I'm done with the bullshit. Let's be real. Why do you think he can ascend to be in a commercial with Cher? Why do you think he is enriching the pharmaceutical companies along with the European fashion designers? Let's be totally real. Percocet and fucking, where the fuck are you getting that shit? Like, come on.
Right. Right. Come on.
Promethazine, where are you who is making it?
Right.
Your man's not trapping it. He's not fucking cooking it. No, nigga. These are pharmaceutical companies. Like, the fuck y'all niggas talking about? Like, this shit is this is like, I've woken the fuck up. Like not even like, it's like, because I hate when people say, oh, I'm woke. Right. But I've literally like, damn. What's been going on? What's been going on, yo?
That's crazy, man.
What's been going on? It's like, there's a book that I haven't gotten into yet. But it's called How the Jews Built Hollywood.
I heard about that.
Yeah, I've several different sources. When that happens, then I need to check it out.
Yeah.
And I hate when people say anytime. This is the thing. It's almost like anytime when you reference anything about Jewish people, it's somehow anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
But it's almost like just that's like a weird thing that was set in place to just not get you to talk about anything, because those are brilliant people.
Yeah.
It was literally to get you to not talk about anything. Even if you were praising them, they're like, nah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, nah,
nigga.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Them niggas are definitely smart, yo.
Yeah, yo. I mean, the only like Jewish person I know personally is a banker, and he's our age.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's in their blood. Like, that's not even a joke. That's no joke. Not even like I don't even see why that's a slur. Like, literally the only Jewish person I know is a banker.
Yeah. Right.
How when things are put in perspective, it's just like how, because I mean they're heavily in the music industry too, as far as ownership. I mean that's just obvious. We know.
Niggas know that.
About how it's because they were talking about that too. Claude Anderson and Boyce was talking about that, how they pretty much convinced us to put out music and movies and just images depicting us of things that they or no one else would want to be associated with.
Exactly.
I mean, pretty much just flipping it to no, yes, you want to look like a drug addict. You want to look like, you know, a fucking clown ass nigga. Like, you want to do that. Do it.
Right.
It's going to get you money. Like, how did that happen? That's why I feel like I have to read that book. How did they, because they're like, they would never get out there and say, you know, I'm a piece of shit, you know.
Right.
I spent all my money, you know, I fucked 2 fucking prostitutes. Like, they would never say that shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how do they trick? You know, they literally, you know, tricked everyone into thinking that up is down and down is up.
Nah, for real, exactly. That's the best way to put it, yo. Up is down, the opposite of what we should be doing.
Yo.
It's being promoted.
Because if you talk to a nigga about some shit he should be doing,
yeah,
you don't want to hear that shit.
Right. Right.
Don't tell that nigga that shit.
He'll make you think you're tripping.
Yo, yeah. You be like, damn, am I tripping?
Right.
You walk away like, damn, like, should I be doing this? Yo, man.
But the thing about the Jewish people, like, Claude Anderson was talking about something called group economics. And he was saying basically within your class of people, for your group to be like really successful, your money should bounce 8 to 12 times, which means it should touch another person in that group in your ratio 8 to 12 times. He said white people are 8 to 12. Right.
And I know what you guys, and I don't even know where he came up with these numbers either.
Right.
I have no idea, but they sound correct. I can't argue with them.
Exactly. I mean, this nigga. I feel like
okay, bring me evidence that's rejecting everything I'm saying.
Nigga, everything that I can look up that he says, I look up. So everything that he said is validated. So I trust when he says things.
People, that's the people I follow.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So like Hispanics 6 to 7. Okay. Arabs and Asians were like 13 to 14. Jewish people were 18, nigga. That's why they what's the book title? How Jews built Hollywood? That's why they were the ones that did it. Like, and guess what we were? He said we were 0. We never.
You know why? I tested it in my own fucking family, bro. I recently just tried to reach out and get some shit going. Like, you know, niggas weren't trying to really, and it's like no one said, you know, oh nah, like outright. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, you know, I hit everybody up about, you know, stocks, you know, and real estate, you know, and people was just, you know, like, I mean, you know, because you know when somebody like, you know, especially when you mention something like that, like, you know, that's like if I ask you, nigga, you trying to do a video, and then you're like, I'm gonna hit you, and I don't know, I gotta work that day, and you know, like they're like, well, you just not trying to do it.
Yeah, right, right. Hell yeah.
And it's like, these are like successful like people, you know what I'm saying, with like good jobs and shit, like, you know, like families and shit. Like, these is like good black men, you know what I'm saying? Like, but nah. And one of my uncles,
Crazy, man.
he got bread. This nigga got bread, you know. And they ain't even hit me back. You know, he hit me back on some, he didn't hit me back because he had like hit me on some other shit like 2 weeks later. Like, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be straight up.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude, like, you, like, So I'm like, huh?
What was it? Like, what
Who
was
was
it related to? Actually, I don't even know.
I literally only was asking what their views were on
An idea?
the word investments.
Yeah. Damn. Oh. So a lot of them. Actually, you said all of them. Not one person in your family.
So, well, here's the sad thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the sad thing is my cousins, because I hit up two of my cousins. They hit me back, but it wasn't like a conversation to move forward. But they did hit me back.
Right. Okay.
But both my uncles, they did not hit me back, yo. Like
that generation.
Because when I saw it was like my uncle that live out here. Like I saw him, and there was no way. I didn't even say there was no way that he couldn't say, because he knew like, damn, I didn't text this nigga back. You know what I'm saying? Like he look at me in my face. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So he,
How old are they?
One is 60, one is like 55.
Word.
So, I mean, this is an age where you should be, what I'm saying, you should be getting into some other shit other than fucking working.
For sure. Definitely. Definitely.
But, and that, I was like, damn, so if this is the response, and these is niggas with money.
Right.
It's like, damn, dog.
Right.
Like, I was like, I mean, because really the only person, like, that I can really talk about building and, we really are about to do something is like my sister.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That's it, honestly, to be perfectly honest. And
yeah, that was your dad about like that stuff?
My dad, I don't know, man. I can't, like, I tried, but he still got that old ass thinking. Like, he think new, but he don't.
Yeah.
He just got a new spin on old thinking.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Cause he's sitting there, I'm sitting there, one example, I'm sitting there trying to tell him about life insurance. And he's just like, like, that's just not even some shit. Like, what are you talking about? And I keep telling the example, like, look, you are like mid-50s, grandma and grandpa are in their mid-80s. Realistically, like 10 more years, they'll probably pass away. What if they both had $1 million policy and you received $2 million at age 65, 63? You're pretty, that's young. They are in their 80s. You talking about 65? You got 20, 30 more years with $2 extra million.
Right.
How would that change, And it's just like, I don't know, that shit was like beat in our head that it was bad for so long. And it wasn't like, because my sister was like, my mom, like, she think life insurance is, a bunch of bullshit too. Like,
that's crazy, yo.
No.
How did what was he saying when you were talking to him? Like, I don't understand.
So, and then initially, when I asked him, I said, do you have life insurance?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, basically, no. He was like, not really. He was like, because I don't have anyone no one's depending on my salary. You know, and I'm like, what do you mean no one's depending on your salary? I'm like, I was like, it's not, you know, it wouldn't be, you know, just for that. Like, you know, it's for building wealth in the family.
Right.
Like, and then that's just like they neither of them get that shit. The majority of black people do not buy into that shit. You know, and then honestly, to be, you know, because this shit,
what's wrong is right.
we getting into some crazy some deep shit now, because a lot of that shit I really feel like got to do with the damn church, bro. Religion. That, you know, we just gonna be when we go, we just gonna go into this goddamn milk and honey sky and fly away and
Yep. Man.
And money ain't nothing, and you know, Jesus, because he's gonna come one day. Yeah. And that day,
this white man is gonna come save you.
God damn, yo. And don't look. I think I actually did ask my grandma last time I was out there. I was like, why they still got white Jesus up in this shit? Why? Right. She have no answer, because everything in her house is black. She has black Jesuses. So why are you still going like, you know? And then like questions, you know, I've been even hearing questions that I in my skepticism didn't even think of, like, why is all the names and why ain't there black names in the Bible? Yeah. They're by Abraham, Joseph, Job.
Right.
What all these? Right. And I'm like, damn. And they're like, why was it only one? I think it was only one like African sounding name in the Bible.
That's crazy, yo. It's I hate to say this, but I did like some research on like words and history of words and shit. And words are like, it's called spelling for a reason. Words are like spells. Things, and they ignite things in your head and make you think certain ways.
Ooh, shit. Yeah. Ooh. And yo.
So the whole Bible is like a spell, yo.
Ooh.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh.
Oh shit.
People can't get out of that. Can't get out. Can't get out. Ooh, shit. Damn.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's just crazy for me to think, like, there's no other race that would be in one building praising an image of someone from another race.
From their oppressor.
Yes. That's more specifically from their oppressor.
Do you think the Jewish people would be in church or praising like a German?
Right.
There's no way.
No way. No way.
No way.
No, that's sick, yo.
Or the Native Americans would. No.
Yeah. That's scary.
Have a shrine of a white. No.
That's scary.
How were we tricked that was some blonde person?
Maybe this all started with the Bible, yo. Because you think like black people.
You remember? Did I send you the video about this lady? Her name was like Shahrazad Ali.
I've heard her name before, but I don't know if you sending me.
Oh, she be getting it. She be getting it. She was like, you know, she said the slave masters were arguing. She was like, they said, you know, whether or not, you know, because they didn't want him to read anything. You know, they're like, no, give him the Bible because this will serve me well. He's like, this will serve me when I'm present and when I'm not.
I heard that. Oh my God. Yes.
Ooh,
Yep.
shit. I was like, damn. Oh my God. This'll have you acting like a slave
Yeah.
all the time.
Yep. I remember hearing that. It wasn't from her, but I heard that. Like,
Mm.
I was like, yo, that's crazy. That's crazy, yo.
I was like, that shit got me.
Only thing we was allowed to read was a spell. That's crazy.
Damn. What?
Yeah, yo.
Only thing was for hundreds of years too.
Yeah.
And that shit gets in your genetics when things are that repetitive. I'm so sure of that. When things are that repetitive,
Absolutely.
it gets in your genetics.
Absolutely.
I'm so sure of that.
It's called epigenetics. It's like things on top of your genes that really you can't really scientifically account for it, but they're there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn,
Damn, I was gonna say something.
Damn, that's crazy, yo.
Yeah.
Like so much, like and I think I said, what did I say? I think that was to my mother, like years ago. Shit, that's funny. I could say years ago, talking about fucking college.
Right.
That was like sophomore year, junior year or something. When you remember how I told you me and that nigga Legend went to that is Christianity bad for the black community?
Yeah.
Ooh, that shit like started my life, nigga.
Yeah.
And then how, when I told my mom about that and I was telling her, I was like, how all religions, including Christianity, are based off of just constellations and astrology. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. Because you can't, all of those, all of those similarities, talking about, the virgin birth, and the baby being, born during the winter time, whoever the Messiah was during the winter time, and several different faiths. And there's so much more shit that I don't even remember.
Even names of like gods and shit, like
yeah.
All that is astrology.
Because it was originally ancient African.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Christianity. It wasn't called Christianity, but that's what it was originally. It was an African thing.
Mm-hmm.
To think about.
And
because now there's a white.
That joint I'm gonna send you. Anthony Browder talking about how all of the different religions came, that they started because, basically someone made because Kemet was almost like people just made like a mecca to Kemet, to Kemet. Like it was just that kind of place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So they would take all the knowledge and all the spiritual, like enlightenment they gained, bring it back to their people, interpret it their way. And that's how religions were started, and then if you really look at all these different, all the little boring history shows, they've been saying it. Like, I mean, the shit that nobody pays attention to talks about, all the different African influences that are in everywhere, like, how like even Judaism that was started from an African tradition, like But all that shit is like forced to be alternative knowledge,
Right.
you know, just secondary bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then the European rendition is the fucking the truth.
Yep.
That's some sick shit.
Very sick, yo. Very.
But then, see, that's why I keep going back, and I was like, I don't know if I could if I would even do that to like a white girl, like be in a relationship, because I wouldn't even like, because if I'm the white, I don't want to hear this shit all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm the white girl, you know, like if I'm her, I don't got nothing to do with this shit.
Yeah. Like literally, you're the furthest removed from this. Like, damn. Yeah.
Or if I live with white people, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta be able to talk this shit. This shit is sick.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's funny. You gotta have your people around, man.
You said what?
I said you gotta have your people around.
Yeah, because ain't nobody else gonna want to hear this shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. And then as it keeps getting watered down, you know, I'm gonna see, you know, you seen Bernie Sanders had said he was running for president.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll vote for that nigga over any of these corny ass fucking coon ass motherfuckers. Hell no. I'll vote for Bernie Sanders all day. Fuck out of here.
Oh man.
Fuck out of here. That's crazy.
2020.
But you know what's even crazier? How Obama still can't say anything.
Right. Yo,
You
I
know what I'm
was
saying?
thinking about that today.
Like, I mean, you still can't say anything. Does somebody have their arm just around your fucking neck?
Something's happening. Either he's fucked up or somebody's like got something on his head. Like, nigga, don't.
Yeah, I guess his family or something, because
Right.
he could be he could literally, if he was like black people, like literally, like that's how much power that nigga has.
Nigga.
He could be like, black people, today's the day.
Right.
He literally could be like, black people. He could even say, he could literally be the one to wake people up about how bullshit Christianity. Like, he could literally, if it came from his mouth,
Mm-hmm.
he could literally be like even more powerful than Martin Luther King.
Exactly. He would be our leader. Like, we haven't had a leader since.
But that's black people problem. They always need a fucking damn superhero.
That is, I mean, yeah, I will say that.
You know, we need a black fucking panther.
Always. Yeah.
We can't just get off our own ass.
But
we gotta be.
They realized that, and that's why they killed all them niggas off. And now there ain't nobody. But I mean, we shouldn't need.
It would definitely be after Obama's head for sure if he started doing that shit. But it's like, why? It's like, you're still talking this bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Damn. These niggas must be terrified. They must be terrified.
You got it.
I'm about to do some more because of the bed.
All right. Damn, how long has John been rolling?
Oh, no. Is there a way to check?
I don't think so. Probably have to stop it.
Probably.
You go ahead and
In the bed.
no, you keep talking. I'm just saying, I'm turning this on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't see that shit nowhere.
This little Middle Eastern boy and his whole family are in there. Like, apparently the dad was sick. Said, "What the hell?" And they were talking, and he was like 3. And his wife was like, "What did he say?" And he told her in their language, and then she was like, "Shh, do that." I was like, "Oh my god, that was hilarious." He was like,
You heard that on TV.
"What the hell?" Brad spoke English pretty good, and they had like 4 babies. She had like 1 in her hand and was pregnant, and then had 3 running around. I was like, no. That's why they have to make so much money. Keep all the babies happy.
They make so much money because they practice group economics.
Exactly.
All right, bro. I'm about to get out this job.
All right, yo.
Oh, you don't have to. Don't mind me.
What are you talking about?
Don't mind me. Don't let me throw a